Waheguru Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ki Fateh. My name is Gurmukh Kaur. And this Saturday, I took a trip down to Hollywood, California, where I protested a Hindu fire puja that Gurmukh Kaur was performing in her Hollywood yoga studio parking lot. Now, the reason I was protesting this event and puja that Gurmukh Kaur is performing is that Gurmukh Kaur uses Sikh names like Kaur and Khalsa, and she says that she's a Sikh, but here she's practicing and performing these Hindu fire pujas in celebration of Hindu gods like Krishna. Now, in this video, I will show you proof that this is a puja and not just an interreligious event. SikhNet says that this is a interreligious event. That's what they wrote on YouTube when I said that Gurmukh Kaur should cancel this event. But they said it was interreligious. Now, I'm here today, right now, to show you that this is in fact a puja, that, or worship of the Hindu god Krishna that Gurmukh Kaur is performing. Let there be no mistake about it. It's against the Sikh Rahat Maryada. It's against what Sikhs' basic tenets are about, which we believe in one God. We believe in worshiping only the one God, one timeless Lord. And that's what this poster placard that I used there says. It says, Sikh Code of Conduct. A Sikh's worship should be rendered only to the one timeless being and to no god or goddess. The Sikh Code of Conduct says, a Sikh does not believe in homa, pujas, lighting of ritual fire, pouring intermittently clarified butter, food grains, etc. into it for propitiating God's fulfillment of a purpose. Sikhs are not Hindus. These are all things that Gurmukh Kaur is violating. You can see her here. She's even got a bindi, a Hindu bindi on her forehead, large rings, large rubies and stones that she uses to what she claims channels this energy from these different gods, these different planets they get energy from. So these are all things that Gurmukh Kaur is violating. This is not an interreligious ceremony. Now, when I was there, as I said, I tried to talk to Gurmukh Kaur. She said to me, and I quote, "We won't be discussing this." So I sat outside and I protested, talked to a few people, handed out some flyers, and talked to them a little bit about what Sikhs are really about, so they don't get the wrong impression. Sikhs do not do these Hindu fire pujas, and you can see that fire right there. This is absolute proof. There's a Swami there that came also from India. And Gurmukh is tied in with this Swami in a big, big way. She does lots of pujas there in India. You can see her there performing these pujas with the same Swami. And, you know, she may have gotten this impression that Yogi Bhajan was okay with doing these pujas, because Yogi Bhajan himself participated in a puja, and you can see him there. This was the same Swami. And then they did a Hindu last rites ceremony when Yogi Bhajan died, with the same Swami there in Rishikesh. So Gurmukh may be under the impression that this is okay. You can see her there with this Hindu goddess there, and she's worshiping, doing these Hindu artis there with that same Swami. But in fact, Yogi Bhajan was wrong about doing these pujas. This is not the Sikh way. And Gurmukh Kaur has expanded this even way beyond what Yogi Bhajan even ever did. There's one photo there that we showed you before where Yogi Bhajan was doing these pujas. But Gurmukh Kaur has expanded this into a worldwide puja, if you will. Now, SikhNet may be under the impression that Gurmukh Kaur is not performing Hindu pujas. In fact, they're saying Ekon Karkar Khalsa, who works there at SikhNet, is one of the directors, wrote a reply to one of my videos where I was asking Gurmukh Kaur to cancel this event. And she said that this is just a interreligious gathering that Gurmukh Kaur is doing. Well, Ekon Karkar, I want you to watch this video and look at these pictures. I made a special effort on Saturday to go all the way from my home in Yuba City down to Hollywood and film what Gurmukh Kaur is doing. And believe me, this is a purely Hindu puja. It has nothing to do with interreligious gatherings. You know, if it's an interreligious gathering, you'd have Muslims and Buddhists and all these different people, but this is completely Hindu, and they're actually performing these ceremonies and rituals. Now, I want to play for you a little bit of the audio from this event so you can get a better idea of what they're doing there. Now, first, this audio was done just as I got there, and you can hear them chanting to Krishna in this audio. Listen carefully.
It's kind of hard to see through these bars, but there are a number of pre-HO people here. You can see the smoke from this fire puja here.
Chanting Hare Krishna, these bhajans to Krishna. And this is something that, again, Sikhs do not do. We believe in the one timeless God. Okay, here's another video. I want to play the audio on this too, which shows the event. Okay, so she said Yagna, they call this puja, Yagna, and you can look that up. I may be not pronouncing it correctly, but it's a worship of Krishna and doing these fire pujas. It's a very Hindu event. I have some more audio here to play for you. They're talking about the puja and preparing for it here.
At the end of each recitation of the mantra, you will chant Swaha.
Chanting Swaha. This is a totally Hindu mantra.
As you feel whole, and place your offerings into the fire. With each round of Swaha,
place their offerings into the fire is what she's saying.
Place your offerings into the fire and then go back so that others have the opportunity to keep coming forward. And then, with the final prayer of Shanti, 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 peace, peace.
Shanti, Shanti. This is a completely Hindu mantra. There's nothing interreligious about this. It's all Hindu. Now let me note that I'm not against Hindus, but Gurmukh should not be doing these pujas if she's a Sikh.
I really hope you all were able to hear that. They're now starting to put their offerings in the fire and then chant the Hindu mantras that the Swami is doing.
Now this is the Swami chanting these Hindu mantras. Now this goes on for about another hour or so with them chanting this, Swami chanting this mantra, and then they're putting the offerings in the fire. I can't show you this whole video because there are many people's faces that are exposed, and the 3HO people get my videos deleted based on privacy if I show the whole videos with everybody's faces. Gurmukh is a public figure, so I can show her face. That's why you can see them in this slideshow that I put together. But I can't show you all the video from the actual ceremony, but I can show you the audio. You get the idea. You can see where the fire is in these pictures and everything's happening there. So anyway, this goes on for about another hour or so, like this, with the Swami chanting and them putting these special wood chips in the fire. You can see in those earlier pictures here in the slideshow how they were passing out those special wood chips, and they all prescribed by these Hindu rituals that they have to use certain kind of ghee. This is clarified butter and start the fire. They've got to use these special wood chips that they get from a certain tree. It's just completely involved, and this sets up this whole environment where these Brahmin priests control people with all of these certain rituals. It's just endless. There's millions and millions of rituals and things that they have to do, and I doubt that the priest even knows all of them, to be honest. He could be telling us anything that they should do. So anyway, you get the idea about all these Hindu rituals, which Guru Nanak Dev Ji was completely opposed to, and that's why he said that Sikhs are neither Hindus or Muslims. We are Sikhs, and we believe in one God. We don't believe in all these rituals. So Gurmukh Kaur is really making a really bad misrepresentation of the Sikh religion. She is really doing a big damage to Sikhi. And we need to write SikhNet, and we need to tell them that she needs to change, or SikhNet and the 3HO people need to tell her that they're not part of their organization, because Gurmukh is going to take them down very badly if they don't come out against Gurmukh. She's doing this more and more. She's imported now all these ceremonies now to LA. You can see in the picture there are a lot of 3HO people that follow her. You can see all the turban people that I have gotten pictures of there, and you can tell that this is going on there a lot there. Now at her yoga studio, she's bringing more and more, and she'll have more of these pujas in the future too. So we need to nip this in the bud. We need to, as Sikhs, we need to stand up and have solidarity against what she's doing and get this changed. Get her ostracized if need be. I honestly doubt that she's going to change, because when I talked to her, she was very stubborn. And they even sent me a note before telling me that they didn't like my posts on Facebook. So I know that they're opposed to me doing this. So let me, again, speak to SikhNet here directly, and all those that support SikhNet. Ekon Karkar wrote me a letter, and then she said again in the letter that she still considered what Gurmukh Kaur was doing was interreligious. Now, I want to read here first what Gurmukh Kaur says about this whole ceremony. she says here, on the 16th of August, we'll be so blessed with the presence of a holy man from India, Pujya Swami Chidanand Saraswati. We'll honor Lord Krishna's birthday at Golden Bridge, Hollywood, with a Yagna, which is a fire ceremony for purification that they do every single evening alongside the Mother Ganga in Rishikesh, India, which we love so much and is where we hold our teachers' training immersions. And this is Gurmukh Kaur's own words. She's telling everybody in this newsletter she sent out. This is how I found out about it, because I got a copy of this newsletter. And she says, in this glorious daily celebration, you throw into the flames a collection of many kinds of seeds to purify your day, so that by the time the sun sets, you've entered the evening time with peace, tranquility, and a return back to your heart, no matter what happened during the day. And this is the Hindu way of doing auspicious times, the end of the day. You know, all of these things tie in. Her wearing these stones and it's just endless, all of the different rituals that they're doing. And Sikhs do not believe in auspicious times and dates and astrology, but this is all tied into this. I wouldn't be surprised if they did what's called a muhurta in Jyotish to figure out the right day to do this yagna, okay? It is definitely possible that they did that. And it says, now we here in Hollywood shall be blessed to celebrate in our parking lot with a contained fire, beautiful prayers, chanting a message from the holy banks of the Mother Ganga through our beloved Swamiji, and beautiful food. This beautiful celebration has no fee, no cost. Celebration requires just your presence, blah, blah, blah. And then it says, Lord Krishna ignited the souls of thousands of people to unconditional love, no matter what. Right now on this beautiful earth that God has given us, we need to return to love. Right now we need to return to love. So she says, Lord Krishna. She's treating Krishna as her God. And again, Sikhs do not believe in these type of gods and goddesses. We believe in the one timeless being, one God. So SikhNet, other 3HO people, please understand that Gurmukh is doing a big damage to Sikhi and doing a big damage to you too. When Sikhs around the world see this, they will realize that Gurmukh is more Hindu than Sikh, and that Yogi Bhajan was more Hindu than Sikh too, because he's doing the same type of things. So don't ostracize the traditional Sikhs. SikhNet, please realize that the only way you will survive is by becoming more aligned with the traditional Sikh way and philosophy. And it's the right way too. This is what our gurus taught, to be devotional service to one God and not do these Hindu rituals. It's very disturbing how the 3HO people, how SikhNet are becoming more and more involved in this. And I don't want to see the 3HO people get dragged down into this by these swamis. I'm telling you, these swamis from India, this guy who is there at this puja, he is aligned with this fanatic Hindu Vata, which is a right-wing organization. He's got friends and people there that are part of this. And they want nothing more than to see these white Sikhs, these white Gora Sikhs, become more and more involved with their Hindu rituals and become more absorbed into their Hinduism. That's their goal. Let there be no doubt about it. And Gurmukh Kaur is just playing into their goals and their strategy. Don't let them do that. Let us take on this responsibility and this effort to become real Sikhs and to follow the Sikh Maryada. Follow the teachings of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, who taught us to believe in one God and not to do all these Hindu rituals. I wrote a response letter to Ekon Karkar, which I don't have time here to read the whole thing. But basically I gave a lot of reasons why this is not an interreligious practice that Gurmukh is doing. And I've showed you here in this video, I think, quite well that Gurmukh is participating and doing these Hindu pujas. I thank you for your time. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.